For reference, this is the 4th match of the day, so both of these players should still be pretty fresh.
It's funny to note that as well that Juho is in fact the chosen bounty duelist for this event here. For those of you who attend YCSs, if you ever get paired up against a bounty duelist, if you manage to take them down, you can win 2 packs to take on top of your bonus for entry. And Juho has not been handing them out at all. He is X11, I think. Yeah. So
that's where I beat the Supreme Tournament,
so as the bounty duelist,
like 2 years ago, yeah.
Extra
Hello, welcome to the stream.
Pressure for Emilio here as we go into this top 64 game. He's won the dice roll and he's beginning with a Fenrir, searching a Fenrir. Cash T-Res offers so much value in Vanquish, so not only is Fenrir just a good monster, but also because it's a relevant attribute in that it's Earth, it gets another copy of itself, which gives you the added utility of all of the reveals for the Vanquish Soul monsters to get their extra bonus power effects when revealing different attributes in the hand.
Could we be in the end phase?
Yeah, that's a good question because he just activated a furniture for no reason, right? So it must be the end of the turn.
But that's kind of concerning if you're
welcome.
was that really it? Let's see.
Does he play a ton of hand traps?
Yeah, he plays
a lot of hand traps. So the most important one is going to be Ash Blossom. That's the most important one again.
Okay, so Emilio bricked, so it's Fenrir, Ash, Fenrir Pass. In phase, Stogie discard Big Welcome, and then summon Silver Castle, and then Sequad is Welcome.
That was the big welcome, setting a regular welcome from the deck here.
It was the sea with Twilight.
Activating the effect of the big welcome immediately to return the Fenrir to the hand, which means that he can unimpededly activate his
welcome,
we were worried
and then
about.
chain pop the welcome
Ash Blossom
from Silver Castle, chaining from it with the Ash.
For a lot of players, but also specifically in Vanquish, so
and that cuts off the engine.
Fire monster, and it's quite difficult to get relevant and good fire monsters in Vanquish.
In a new chain though, Stogie will trigger because it was a monster left the field by normal trap effect, which was the big welcome returning the Fenrir to hand. And then we're gonna just re-trigger Stogie, sending an Arias, probably sending a big welcome.
The new Labyrinth support card from Age of Overlord.
Yep.
Yo, our load string was suspended, let's go. Epic. Hey, you
Gets another big welcome to the field here. If we have
Saying
access to Clock, potentially with a normal summon Ariana, and that's going to put Juho in a really good spot here, which he does actually have. Wow, so this Ash Blossom
just gonna add Coup Clock.
Faring quite inconsequentially here. I think we're definitely going to want to try and go for the Coup Clock search here. Big welcome into Lovely, trigger the lady reveal bounce. Oh, actually chooses to go for the welcome Labyrinth here.
Maybe he wants more setup instead of damage.
Beautiful Juho's deck is with the ultimate rare from the new OTS pack, as well as the Starlights of the Labyrinth monsters.
But for now, it just enters battle phase, pushes some damage.
Okay. I think there's a reason we didn't go for the Coup Clock line.
He probably think he didn't have enough to just win the game right here, so instead he rather have more resources for next turn. If he's not gonna OTK him, I guess. But
welcome, big welcome, gonna get a decent amount of value, especially since you can just do it on your opponent's turn here. Potentially opting to save the effect of the lady for the opponent's turn so that we can get
the welcome Labyrinth that it's going to reset if a monster leaves the field by normal trap effect, and the Stogie which will summon itself if a monster leaves the field by normal trap effect. We know Emilio has the follow-up Fenrir in hand.
Also interesting to note, he's playing the Shufflers, the Medora.
This is round 12, it's top already. This is top 64 now.
For the Stovey and the
Shadow. Special summon Fenrir effect.
That is very interesting because we have been talking
all of those
about,
resolves, and another Fenrir probably means that we'll give Johan the information that Emilio probably has the Rise Sword in hand.
Actually opting to not run any of the continuous trap cards whatsoever anywhere in his list, unless I guess you could maybe consider a different dimension ground in the side deck. But yeah, stereotype of trap decks is that they try to control the field a lot with the continuous traps, but no goes in, no skill drain, no there can be only one, nothing like that here in the list being piloted here by Juho, almost like a combo deck.
For now, Emilio still has to play a card that is not this Fenrir outside of Ash Blossom. Two of his cards in hand are the other Fenrirs, but it doesn't look like...
Otherwise, Fenrir attack, Fenrir effect, banish the Ariana face down because it's the only viable target. cannot target face downs and you cannot target the Silver Castle because they are sick cards, and that gives the Silver Castle protection from card effects, destroyed by card effects, and targeting by card effects.
Which hits the grave from the
So Ariana dies, no effect from the Fenrir. I'm going to keep that open for now.
800 damage on the board by Emilio. 34 life points remaining for him. Take a peek at his hand here, he's kind of revealing it. It does look like a big mishmash of monsters, but doesn't appear to be really doing anything with them.
I'm wondering what did he draw into,
Yeah, he's got a DD Crow for sure, but I can't quite tell the rest.
3 draw.
Oh, wow.
Triple draw and Lockbird is in the hand. That's
triple draw against this.
And infos, welcome, and then chain Silver no chain Silver Castle.
Lady here, right?
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to use the monster effect yet because it'll get hit by Fenrir on the new chain, and you don't want to lose your lovely. So I think by doing it here and waiting.
I guess to summon Chandrakleer, a new chain, lovely will trigger, and that will blow up the Fenrir. And then we can trigger the Stovies and stuff. Stovey welcome, yeah.
Now you can use it because you can just get rid of the Fenrir if you want.
Yep.
So. Makes sense. Very well played by Joho.
Gets to destroy the Fenrir and then trigger the Stovey Torby, returning it, resetting the welcome with its effect from the graveyard onto the field. Masterfully played here by Juho. Gotta give credit to Ryan Yu. I think was one of the first people I saw running the Keldo and Medora in the deck list here. Getting 3rd place in the recent Duelist Cup for Master Duel on that race to the World Championship of 24.
Let's welcome Labyrinth
and
from the graveyard, and then Lovely will blow up the Fenrir and Stovey gets summoned, and during the infase here we can still activate the Stovey, discarding the Chandrakleer to reset a big welcome from deck. And then on the follow-up we just have an OTK push. Because we can go welcome, and then chain Silver Castle, set another trap, summon Ariana add Kuklok, and then big welcome, bounce the Ariana, summon another Silver Castle, and then it's just game.
Unfortunately, definitely not good against Labyrinth, and if you draw 3 copies, probably not good against anything right now. So.
Yeah, that's one of the great aspects of Labyrinth, is that it doesn't really lose to any particular hand trap except specifically Ash Blossom, which is, you know, going to be just a 3 of, potentially some people know.
Ariana.
You have to
add Kuklok.
The lady against targeting effects, so Imperm, Valor, they don't really help too much, and that's just going to be pushing for
and just that is game, my bad, wasn't paying attention.
Quite seamlessly. Unfortunately, Emilio just not drawing anything really valuable in this matchup.
No, indeed, and especially because, like, I'm kind of worried because usually, I mean, you are well prepared to play against Labyrinth. You know, you have cards such as, you know, Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, but I mean, Joe's version is not really playing, let's say, real traps. Like, I mean, there's Impermanence, for example, but
the reason why the Furniture Labyrinth deck is so hard to side for is that even if you like Feather Dust or evenly them, all this stuff is still chainable. So everything's in the graveyard and everything is in the hand that they want to be. But even if you do draw those big blowouts, it's not the end of the game. The big blowouts were only ever good against Floodgate Labyrinth. Oop, camera, what are you doing? Okay, now it's fine.
I mean, the only thing that you know, Emilio cannot touch too, but at least when it comes to him, he can approach his side decks knowing pretty well what to put in. And what do you guys think Emilio is gonna side for Labyrinth?
I think definitely those Lightning Storms and Dusters are staples. They have to come in here. Maybe a world where you bring in Bestials. You know, there's some hand traps are just feel kind of bad, like the Effect Valor. You probably just want to get those out of your main deck. They're not super great against.
Yeah, Ghost Bell's up with Feather Duster.
Yeah, Ghost Bell is really good because it doubles up as a disruption for Welcome. Big Welcome, rather, because it not only does it summon from the main deck, it also summons in the grave. So a relevant part there of Ghost Bell. Fun fact, did you know that you can Ghost Bell Psyframe Gamma? Some people overlook that.
Yeah. Did it happen to you?
A couple times, yes. No? Unfortunately.
Especially relevant now the Gamma is the #1 entrap of the format, right?
Yeah, 1-1 driver. Which one will you see? Flip a coin.
Maybe 1 Gamma and 3 drivers. Why
not? No, that's a ratio.
But yeah, in Joe's perspective, to be fair, Labyrinth is one of those decks where you don't necessarily need to side deck that much. The deck is solid against, you know, across the field. And I think you can
there's some degree of deciding because you want to make sure you don't have too many spells in your deck.
Those one-offs. I really like the one.
You have a way to play through D-Berry, you have a way to play through Eradicator, and those cards constantly being looped.
Spots, and yeah, I'm a fan. But
But you also need to make sure that you have enough extenders and grind game to be able to play against Labyrinth. So it's just figuring out your ratios per side.
Alright, we are back here into game number 2. Juho has taken a swift victory from game 1.
Looks like a handful of monsters again.
A poor hand, I suppose. A little bit unfortunate. So many Droll and Lockbirds would have been fine against something like an Adium, I guess, but
no more Raisin effect.
that's much better.
Yep.
The important thing here is you didn't see what deck Emilio was on, or they just always Fenrir beat down essentially. They didn't know quite know what to side into.
Add with the Fenrir, that's going to give us an Earth monster.
Which is good for Emilio.
Got a really cool Link monster of the Vanquished Soul, the Rock of the Vanquisher.
But the Fenrir most likely adding Rise Hot here.
Resources from your graveyard and bringing out
adding another Fenrir.
Here. We pick up the Fenrir.
Very strange.
We have
unless he has all the fires necessary in hand, or he's drawn his Rise Hot and desperately needs the Earth.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, we've got him setting.
So Imp City. Okay, so we just grabbed a Fenrir so that we can have a free discard for the Imp City. So the Imp City is going to discard Fenrir, and then we're going to add King Sock, draw a card, and then we only need to discard one more to make a rank 8 viable. I don't know how many Horus cards he's playing. Probably something like.
Do we have any interesting rank 8s at all in the list here? I'm seeing a
Duamutaf and Poshi,
yeah, nothing particularly crazy against Labyrinth.
But I think that's about it.
Sometimes that it's one of those matchups where you just kind of have to take your concessions.
As well as M-City, obviously. Just the ones that synergize with the attributes.
Very possible to prepare for everything right now in the main and side potentially, so...
It's a Raisin for Rock.
Much here. Here's that Rock of the Vanquisher. Yeah, this card's really good, just be able to generate so much advantage, keep you in the game, get your resources going.
And raise it back.
We're adding back the Razin from our grave to our hand. Vanquish Soul seems
we'll follow if you can rock summon Raisin, blow up a card, search a card, you get to search Caesar, you get to search Jalong, and that can extra body as well if you have the fires in hand necessary for it.
That also facilitates so much protection and so much longevity with the recycling and the constant reusing of the same trap cards with things like Lovely, tutoring out of the deck with a Lady.
I think Vanquish Soul is not an easy deck to play against. I mean, game 1, unfortunately, I mean, it was what it was, no?
Ooh,
just passing on this for now.
Joe, actually, so
no furniture from Yuhan.
Underwhelming opening, I want to say, in this matchup.
But main phase extra.
So much from Joe,
maybe there is furniture, but he just didn't want to use it because he didn't have any good discards and he saw the extract in his hand. So he'd rather wait to see if he draws into more relevant discards.
And it looks like completely not actually running the Prosperity. Yeah, I was wondering because we saw a previous Labyrinth player earlier in the day yesterday, and they were actually opting to run Prosperity over Extravagance. So the sort of benefit is that Prosperity is one less card, but it's like a very specific card, digging deep into a particular combo piece you might need.
Ariana will fetch him whatever piece is missing. So that can be Big Welcome, it can be Silver Castle, it can be Welcome, it can be Stovey, it can be Kukrock, it can be Shandra here. It can be Arias.
I think having extra
But at the moment he's just missing Big Welcome.
You know, the extra card you may need in that moment might be impactful.
Yeah, the discard as well of all of the...
You can activate Rock to summon from hand, summon the Raisin in the same column as the Ariana, which will search on summon and then later blow the Ariana.
Summoning the Razin from the hand. Another Ash Blossom comes down from Juho here. Emilio is kind of struggling to get some engine going. What did we pick up with the Ariana?
Big Welcome.
Got Big Welcome.
Yeah.
You're choosing not to use the Fenrir. It's interesting.
Exactly. Okay, now he does on the Ash Blossom though. So could have used it before. Yeah, that goes face down. Joe is still holding a lot of cards, and yeah.
Oh, I like that he plays
Labyrinth Labyrinth being activated here.
Yeah, he cannot
Essentially
telegraph
turning
it,
all of
because
his
he was
Labyrinth
able to activate the
monsters
card in the zone earlier on, and now we see
into little Tridents, Arios, Discords.
Yeah, Butler being activated from the hand here allows you to set a trap from your hand, and then you can
Allows you to activate the Big Welcome here. This Big Welcome can either fetch a furniture, or it can fetch a Silver Crosser right now, but the important part is that Labyrinth will be able to destroy a card.
He's playing both Ash and Bell, yeah, no response, wow.
Yeah, Ash Bell, super important here, but has not drawn any of them, unfortunately.
And now we get,
and we get the field spell.
Exactly.
That's going to be a really good grind game. Getting a card popped every single turn on resolution.
So
really,
summoning
strong.
Chandelier and then bouncing
The
it.
Chandelier from the deck here.
And
This is
then
going
for
to,
Labyrinth
bounce
Labyrinth's
immediately
effect,
from
we're
the
going
hand.
to
Field
probably
spell
pop
and then
the
remove the Chandelier discard and potentially go for some
Fenrir.
more setups.
Thinking about which one to get rid of, most likely.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting rid of Rock because he values eliminating the Vanquish or engine, which is fair.
For the Vanquish Soul deck, so
and then Chandelier to Scott Lovely, setting a Welcome Labyrinth.
The Lovely there. That's unfortunate. Not really the one you want to be seeing in your hand, but it's fine. You can just get it out of your hand with a furniture piece and then bring it back eventually. Big Welcome does also summon from grave, so that's going to be able to be just fine for Juho here.
Seeing another card crossing.
Welcome set here with the field spell in a decent spot by
We
Juho.
might see some draw phase gaming,
Sometimes it doesn't look like it.
but it doesn't look like it.
You know, you might have like one or two
So this Fenrir is going to get a little bit more mod
mod
advantage, and it's going to be a little bit of more of a problem.
You get a recursion of the Chandelier or another furniture piece from the graveyard. And then
We don't know what the two sets are, we just know one of them is Welcome. We don't know what the unknown is. It is probably an Imper, considering that he had to specifically search out the Big Welcome. So Raisin for Rock. Rock probably adding back Raisin. And then we can immediately normal summon set Raisin.
We're gonna use this effect.
Yeah, Imper.
Okay. Gonna get met by an impermanence.
New gen Labyrinth gets to summon a Labyrinth monster from your graveyard because a non-Labyrinth normal trap was activated. The summon's lovely here.
Trap cards we're actually utilizing in the deck here.
And then your Welcome Labyrinth is a pop, so it'll pop something which will trigger the lovely because a monster was destroyed, a card was destroyed by normal trap effect.
Also on top of that, it's very important because it does
To
not
pop another
trigger
card,
the
so it's
effect
essentially
of
still
things
2 more
like
pops.
balance and thrust.
So now would be a good time to activate your Welcome Labyrinth because you could summon out like an Ariana and then pop the Fenrir and then on resolution trigger lovely to pop the King
We
Sark.
don't really need the effect of the King Sarcophagus, it just needs to be present to bring back, but we'll see if that actually comes up here. Yeah, resolution, we're going to go Welcome, special summon out of the deck here, and we'll see if we go Ariana into a Kuklock or something. Yeah, alright, we're going to destroy with the field spell. Welcome does trigger, or rather the Labyrinth triggering off of the Welcome.
So this triggers lovely, it triggers Ariana to search and then Chandelier to add back.
As you can see here, we get so much stuff back, as Nadir was saying.
Just to clarify, this isn't my stream, this is Konami's quality stream.
A lot of advantage, and this is what we are witnessing here.
As you mentioned, it looked like he only has 2 back rows, but then it was not really, you know, that
just turns into a lot
yeah,
by itself.
Because he also has the big welcoming grave, which acts kind of like a compulsory evacuation device, and then yeah, this is a lot.
Ariana adding Silver Castle.
Destroys the King Sarcophagus. I'm going to keep calling it Gold
Which
Sarcophagus.
is
Destroys the King
interesting.
Sarcophagus, and yeah, as you mentioned, the Big Welcome is also another resource here. This is looking like a really, really strong commanding position by Juho.
Yep.
Masterfully played to perfection, and is holding down the field really well. Just not letting Emilio stick anything. Can't really hold down any sort of normal summon. The Rock of the Vanquisher is healed, but that's been impermed. All this card
And Tiro effect special summon because he controls no monsters in his main monster zones. and then normal
And
raisin.
another raisin, okay. Joe played the entire game trying to stop Emilio from resolving a raisin.
And this raisin can
finally, for
either
the
fetch
first
him
time in like
Jalong,
4
or it can
attempts,
fetch
that
him
will be successful.
a Borgo or Caesar here.
This is going to be a little bit rough here because Juho does not have any more disruptions.
The rock is imperm, so there's no
pushing forward here as we've dropped that all-important Razin.
special summoning from hand or adding back
There
from
is that
graveyard
big
with the rock
welcome
because it
again,
has been
but yeah,
impermed
that's
already.
about it.
True, yeah, we do have the big welcome grave effect. Have
Finally,
we
may
used
have to see.
Lovely Pop?
I don't think so. Was it not on the
So, because we
Oh,
definitely
no,
used
no,
Labyrinth,
the,
Labyrinth?
yeah,
on the sarcophagus,
the
right?
sarcophagus, yeah. Because with the labyrinth, he destroyed
Popped
the Fenrir, right?
and then the
yeah.
sarcophagus.
Okay, yeah, so no other cards to be
So
played.
Raisin
So
adding
Juho
Borga
looking at
here.
Bounce, which against the deck that doesn't really go into the extra.
You can
turning a
Borga
card to
bounce
hand
the
isn't
raisin
really
as well.
That incredible. Sort of
You kind of want to keep the
trading without
Pantera in rotation,
gaining much from it here.
because the Pantera can
getting
destroy
heavy
spells and
Borgor out of
traps.
the deck, it looks like.
So it's just a grind game tool against Labyrinth.
Okay,
But
now
first,
we're
Raisin
using
is
the
going to
back
reveal to
columns,
destroy
they
all
matter,
monsters in its
and,
column, which
here
will
is
destroy the
that,
Lovely. And then that will trigger the Jalong to summon, and then Borga can bounce the Raisin, and then hopefully he has another fire in hand, and he can reveal 2 fires to add something like Caesar or Snow Devil.
From the hand. I think Juho's debating whether or not he wanted to bounce his own Lovely there, but choosing to not and let that resolve.
Yeah, and at this point he just does this so that he's guaranteed having, you know, still that interaction with the big welcome, but it's an interesting spot. Also, Emilio knows that he really needs to push through here. He cannot allow Joho to get another, you know, very consistent turn.
Yeah, Juho is still sort of in here with the advantage, I think. We do have follow-up if necessary, so we do have to try and get rid of
Emilio
all
here
of this
trying to
with
go for a
potentially
Zeus.
play.
He's going for the
It's
Zeus.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just swings over the lady, and then Memphis Drew overlays for the Zeus.
It's particularly important here because the Zeus cannot be targeted, and I believe the big welcome grave effect does target.
Yeah, the Baguska cannot be, yeah.
So if we just simply attack into the defense position Ariana, fulfilling the activation request, or rather the summon
Only thing that
condition
this is
of
doing is
Zeus, you can go into Zeus, immediately rip apart the field here. You
Yeah.
so the Zeus doesn't actually accomplish anything because the big welcome is just going to bounce the Ariana back to hand, which will then
You can position it on your own card potentially, right?
Yeah.
You could do it on the Ariana.
Because you're not really too worried about Zeus staying on the field, right? It is just a
prevent your
you got
stuff
one
from
material.
your follow-up from getting fire. So on resolution here, you're gonna draw a card. You've got 3 cards in hand. You're gonna go normal Ariana, add
Even
Kuklok.
better, I guess.
Then you're gonna discard the card you drew.
So Ariana comes to the hand here.
Sorry, you're gonna activate Kuklok first, and then you're gonna discard the card you drew of Chandelier, which will trigger Kuklok to add back. And then you can set Big Welcome and be able to activate Big Welcome that turn to summon back the Lovely, which will clear the Zeus, and then Lovely can reset
Yes.
uh,
That was a really good
the
spot
big
by
welcome.
Joe, again, returning the Ariana instead of the Zeus. And
It was a good catch. Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't really need to bounce back the Zeus again.
and now he can get to do quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, Hood's turn here. Activate the effect of the Kuklok. Now we can use traps on the turn that it's set. We've got the Chandelier discarding Valor. Gets to go for Big Welcome. Big Welcome bring back Lovely. Pop and trigger Ariana. We are off to the races. Juho, despite getting an entire field sent away from Zeus, still in a commanding spot right now.
Let's see if there is a response from Emilio. It doesn't look like it. And then you can get even the Lovely and get rid of most of what we are seeing here from Emilio.
What a showcase from Juho, honestly.
Yeah, this is a masterclass in Labyrinth,
Wow.
taking advantage of all of the... Oh, do we have a third? No, okay. No Stovey Torby as well to trigger. But yeah, Welcome gets to reset itself. Chandelier gets itself back to the hand. There's another resource and follow-up. And we get to remove a card from the field. Most likely going for the Zeus. And then on top of that, Lovely can then reset the Big Welcome if you want.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing with Labyrinth. It never really seems like it's super threatening. You know, a monster and a set card can just turn into so much just by itself, and that's what Juho is doing here.
Yeah, amazing execution here by Joe, once again turning everything around, and with just one car now we're back to 6 cars in total for
Essentially,
Joe.
all that
This is
Zeus
looking
accomplished
very
was
one-sided,
forcing out a big welcome and getting rid of the
Yeah, usually goes for the
field
infinite
spell.
impermanence reset. That's cool.
yeah, because he keeps the compulsory
So
effect
you
on
is gonna
the,
choose to set the imperm here instead of the big welcome, and then gonna try and keep the big welcome as a bounce, which will also trigger the lovely to destroy a card, and then he still has the imperm.
Let's see.
And he can manually trigger it as well because he doesn't have to bounce the cards. Emilio controls, he can bounce his own Ariana for follow-up as well.
Yeah,
He also gets the welcome for Silver Castle, and then Silver Castle can chain onto the imperm to set any combination of cards.
Small world. Okay.
Which at least is something to begin with.
It's kind of a cool card in Vanquish, though, because there's a lot of bridges that
Small World, revealing Jiaolong, Ash, probably adding Raisin.
etc., etc. It just connects really well from monster to monster, but I think one of the main issues with Small World is that it removes a card. You do go -1, and you do really need the card advantage in this deck just because of you need those multiple attributes to trigger those powerful effects. But at the same time, it is really, really important to get to Razin.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd copy, actually.
Yeah.
We knew about the Burger, which means that this impermanence can be dodged, but then we're still
No more Raisin
kind of in
effect.
trouble. Let's see. Yeah.
Imperm, Burger
Yeah.
cannot respond with monster effects to a normal trap because Lovely prevents that.
Trap cards from the Lovely effect.
Good attempt, but unfortunately, yeah, this not work out for Emilio.
Any normal trap card, right?
Yeah.
Your normal trap card affects, yeah. That is such an incredible added bonus of Lovely. Because it protects you from Ash Blossom, it protects you from any response to your big welcome and welcome. Obviously, getting to that point is, you know, that's the whole purpose, is like, can we get to a Lovely on the field?
This is pretty rough for Emilio. He can link for Rock here and then Rock try to add back, or summon the Burger from hand and try to draw into something relevant. But the welcome labyrinth is just gonna eat him up alive, especially the big welcome coming from graveyard.
Like a Duster might not actually do as much as you think it does against Labyrinth.
So big welcome's gonna bounce thingy, and that will trigger the welcome labyrinth and the Ariana. So Ariana is gonna draw 1 card. Lovely's gonna pop 1 card in Emilio's hand.
It's a free draw as well from the
Draw 1 and then set a spell trap from your hand. Which is relevant because he does have Coup Clock in hand, so that set card is live now.
And he only has Ferry, right?
Yeah. No, I think
Doesn't it outside?
So he gets Vicious One Fenrir.
That's about it, and I don't think that's good enough. So
Fenrir Raisin is all we've got.
Activate
left
welcome.
into a welcome on this
Chain Kudu.
Fenrir summon, discarding the Coup Clock to special summon out of the deck here.
this was a Labyrinth masterclass by Joho.
Summon
and,
Silver
it
Castle.
seems like he is just moments away from claiming his top
New
30.
chain. Emilio has the choice to activate Fenrir, but he can only target Lovely and Ariana.
Lovely here, don't you?
But he went for the Coup Clock, so you have another impermanence, I think, now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A second impermanence.
So he's gonna go. Emilio chooses not to chain on resolution, chooses to attack the Ariana. Yuhu imperms the Fenrir, targeting the Lovely.
Yeah, this is correct.
I think the judges
And
are
then
checking
changes
out those
chains the Silver Castle.
Maybe the column of the impermanence.
No,
No, it's okay.
Was it? No, but the impermanence only affects
Your opponent.
your opponent, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Does it?
No, it affects the whole column.
All. I think also yours.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Okay, slight misplay with the imperm column. Are you placing your own imperm back into your own imperm column?
Never seen that happen.
Oh no.
It doesn't really matter, but it is a slight misplay.
Yep, gold sword.
The Lovely Lady being gone significantly ruins the grind game, which is a bit unfortunate. But the Silver Castle still gets a chain to set the big welcome,
Interesting.
and that
He's smiling. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
could also be game here.
it's still
Can happen.
a lot, but
yeah, I guess to attack over the Fenrir in the battle phase, activate the big welcome, bring back Lovely, bounce the Okay, gonna go
Yeah.
for yeah. Of course, the lovely was
That's
banishing
it.
us
Okay,
down, but
so funny little
indirectly, that
imperm
is the
haha,
game
but slow game.
exactly. 2900 takes it down. Emilio, unfortunately,
You unplayed that pretty much
defeated in its
perfectly.
first round.